I was right here. My eyes were lit up like a cat in the wild. I knew he was going to say this.
Jazz Jennings, who was born a boy and declared himself transgender at the age of 5.
Reassignment surgery scheduled for 2018. This person was born in 2000. But anyway, speaking of describing things, Matt Walsh is very bad at that. He's a rather bad, understander of the world, right? And part of that has been his campaign against trans people, to which he's really hyper-focused, and Daily Wire in general has really hyper-focused on a person you might know called Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan Mulvaney is a content creator. I think they're a TikToker. I don't know. I don't use TikTok, but I'm pretty sure they use TikTok. But they're a trans activist, trans TikToker that I guess filmed kind of their journey to get to the place that they are. So, people do weight loss journeys. People do, I don't know, fashion journeys or something. I don't know. People do tattoo. People do journeys when it comes to social media. People like to kind of, film and, I do not like Trump. I think he's kind of cringe. Although I do like AI Trump. AI Trump is hilarious. But either way, my point is, what is this? No, stop it. Stop with this Coke thing. You're wrong. I'm sorry to inform you that you're wrong. I don't really like Biden either. I'm a Bernie guy, if you want to know who I actually really like. I'm a Bernard man. But anyway, Matt Walsh doesn't know a lot. He seems to be very concerned about Dylan Mulvaney and their existence. So let's go take a look, because I saw this video and it's kind of revealing of why he doesn't understand the trans issue and trans identity and stuff like this. So let's go take a look.
This video is making the rounds. It's actually from several years ago.
From
an episode of The Price is Right.
Oh boy,
and
that show is still on?
A certain contestant
Holy
appeared
shit.
on this show a few years ago. And,
wow.
You may recognize him. Let's watch.
You get to spin the wheel.
Yeah, you get to spin the wheel, but guess what? You get a second chance in this game first.
No, wait.
Wait, is that the dude?
Oh my God, I'm still in.
Is that fucking what's his face? Is that the dude? Fuck, I don't remember his name. Oh God, it's been so long. Is he still the fucking host? Holy shit. Man, that's a gig right there.
So you know 2 prices already, which is a great thing.
You need subs. I do need subs.
Which one
That
do you
is
want to
true.
keep?
You should create an alt Tommy Temper
Keep
and
$5.99.
also subscribe.
Something else up here is $5.99. You can tell me what it is. You get
Pick a pair. What the fuck are we
I'm
looking?
going to say the soup.
Soup.
Cool.
$5.99. It's pretty
Hey,
fancy.
murder comes here.
It is.
Can I guess your ethnicity? Yeah, fuck
Yes!
it, I'll shoot my shot.
You got it.
Are you Polynesian?
Dylan's a winner.
Dude, you make me sad that I have to say no. That'd be fucking dope if I was, though. I am South American. I just have the hair, really. But I guess I have the coolest factor. I have the Jason Momoa-like hair, so I can't be mad at that. But I'm not as ripped as dude, Polynesians are fucking ripped. I'm not that at all.
That. We're gonna spin the wheel right after this.
Oh shit!
Don't go away, folks.
My God.
Wow. God forbid somebody enjoy things.
The father. Imagine being a dad.
Didn't you just win a
and
bunch
you're
of shit?
told that your son's gonna be on Price is Right.
Woo!
And you sit down and you have a beer and you sit down to watch him on Price is Right, and this is what you see. Imagine seeing your son. I don't know how you go. I don't know how you move on after that. Well,
dude, this would be me if I won if I won a bunch of free shit.
Turn it off, please. Turn it off.
Nah, just mute it and keep it dancing the entire time.
This was the worst embarrassment he was ever going to suffer. He was in for a rude awakening as time going on. Now, the point here, though, is that was a couple things.
I gotta say, I feel really sorry for Matt Walsh's kids. They have to be utterly miserable.
First of all, this guy's been starved for attention, for a long time. Has been begging for attention. That's what all this is about, anyway. But also, you note how his performance as a woman, as a quote-unquote woman, is identical to his performance as a flamboyant homosexual.
I knew it. I knew he'd say it. I knew he'd say it. I knew he'd say it. So understand. Okay. This is what I was like waiting. I was like in the brush. I was in there. There was fucking bush. I was right here. My eyes were lit up like a cat in the fucking wild. I knew he was going to say this. I knew he was going to do the. Isn't it interesting that Dylan Mulvaney, a trans woman, acted the exact same before her transition as they did afterwards? To which one would have to ask, yeah, Matt, don't you think that's kind of, I don't know, fucking evidence that this person has always been trans? Isn't that kind of the whole fucking thing? Like Matt Walsh is sitting here being like, look at this incredibly feminine man, while they cosplay now as a woman. Maybe, crazy thought, they were a fucking trans woman the entire time. Maybe. I know I'm stretching here, but maybe the idea that trans women have that have always had that that's always been who they are, and all of these surgeries, all of the social transition is just a way for them to actually manifest that identity on a on an outward level, is what's happening now. It's almost like they've always been among us. It's almost like it's just an outward projection that we're having such a complaint over. Matt Walsh doing all of this bitching because, oh, God forbid, this guy acts the exact same way, but then he's going to do it in a dress. It's almost like that's just how he is. It's almost like that is the person that he actually truly is. And wearing a dress, getting the surgery, all the rest of that stuff is all the icing on top, the validation and the outward projection that she was looking for. Holy shit, Matt Walsh, you dumb fuck. You don't even realize. Oh, man. I knew it. I knew he'd fucking do this. That's why I was like getting ready. Because I was like, I read like the title and I was like, ooh, he doesn't realize he's going to say the thing where it's like, yeah, it's not a social contagion. Dylan Mulvaney's, that's just who they are. Okay. Anyway. Jesus. I just,
On Price is Right. And this is a performance as well. Because like no human being actually acts like that
See it, Tommy.
in real life. So this is a performance. Like it's an affect that he's putting on. But it's exactly the same. Because that's all that a woman is to the left. That's the left's vision of womanhood. That's all a woman is. A woman is a flamboyant gay man in a dress. So you've got flamboyant gay man, and then you take that same flamboyant gay man,
love it.
change nothing about him, put a dress on him. That's a woman.
He gets it. He understands it. Being a woman has nothing to do with biology. Thank God we finally got him to the point to get it. Gender, as we've spoken about many a times on this stream, and I'm sure you've seen it on other streams, gender is a social construct made up of a varied list of social attributes, sexual secondary sex characteristics, all of these things to give you what is it approximately a woman. But it's amazing. It's amazing. He finally gets it.
That is truly how they see it. That'll do it for this.
Oh man, what a dumb fuck. Oh man, I love Matt Walsh. He just walks right into he just walks right into it. It's quite good. It is quite good. Okay, so we are doing a triple play really quickly. We're gonna try to rapid fire on this one. So we're just going right to the next one.
Breitbart. It says after
Is this the
8
same show?
seasons,
I think it
4
is.
sex change surgeries, quote unquote, and countless hormone treatments, TLC's I Am Jazz star Jazz Jennings still doesn't feel right. I don't feel like me ever, Jennings revealed in a recent episode. Jazz Jennings, who was born a boy and declared himself transgender at the age of 5, confessed feelings of dissatisfaction to his mother, Jeanette. I just want to feel like myself. All I want to be is happy and feel like me. I don't feel like me ever. Jazz said in an emotional exchange caught on camera. So this...
By the way, I have no idea what this is. Wait, what is this? What is this? Jazz... What is it called? Being Jazz? Being Jazz. Is this it? 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 This looks like the show. Okay, we're gonna click on this just to get a vibe check real quick.
I don't take a mirror anymore.
Okay, cool. So it's like a reality show. Okay, cool. Okay, so it's just like one of these. Cool. Good enough. Cool. Fantastic.
Still ongoing. And Jazz Jennings has been, quote unquote, living as a girl now for years, but isn't happy. I think we have the clip of that. Let's watch it.
So, are you feeling like you wanted to start talking about? Are you okay?
Am I allowed? Whoa, hey, Matt. I'm not Matt. I don't have $1 billion donors. I can't.
What I want, and it's just very challenging. And I think I'm kind of over the place, and like my mind is very cluttered, and understand myself and be able to read my own. I just want to feel like myself.
Yeah, I just want to ask. Does anybody? Okay, so. Oh, yeah, right. Tina's unhappy news.
Like that's it. I don't
Like
care.
the old Jazz?
All
Like,
I want is
whoa.
to be happy and feel like me, and I don't feel like
What
me
is me?
ever.
Yeah, it happens. Happens.
Okay, so that's
It's like every teenager ever.
actually in a really depressing and terrible way. It's a powerful clip because of the words that he uses. I don't feel like myself.
Oh, Matt. Does that look like a woman to you, Matt? Does this? Do I really have to do this? American? Yeah. I'm sorry, but if you all want to tell me this is a woman, I'm just not. That looks like Rebecca Black. Is that? That looks more like that. Looks. I feel like that's a Rebecca Black picture. Is this? Is this a man? Is this a man? Is that what we're going with? Matt Walsh is like, oh yeah, this is a man right here. These varied pictures of obviously a woman, totally a man. Like, it's just so stupid. It's just so fucking stupid. Actually, I'm gonna save this because I do want to talk about this because it's interesting, but I don't think we're gonna get to it. I'll pull this over here. I'll save this for another day, even though it is important.
Ever. I don't feel like myself.
Generation's fucked up. Dude, the new
Now,
generations,
you hear from the abusive, the
young
mother
kids these days, man.
Obviously, all these parents that
I
force
try
this
not
on
to
the
do
kids of
like
all
the
things,
back
this
in my
one in
day
particular.
stuff, but
You know, it's
things are
different
more
for her because we've
complicated, I
seen-
think,
this has
now
been-
than
seen
they
this
were back then.
documented. She has documented herself psychologically abusing and brainwashing and conditioning her son to believe himself to be a girl. We've seen this over the years, and so you can see just how evil this woman is. And you know, she says, "Oh, I've been through it. I know it." No, you haven't. Really, you've been through that? Your son is mutilated beyond recognition, and he's
what is
gone
recognition? Like, you can recognize that person if you've met them before.
through
Like,
with
what-
the whole
they're not
quote
like
unquote sex
utterly
change,
grotesque.
quote unquote gender affirmation, medical, you know, the whole catalog he's gotten.
Also, how old is this person?
So you
I-
know what that's like?
Let's see.
do you? Lady? No, you don't. You have
let's
no
see.
idea.
I
No,
actually don't know
because
how
you
old this
were
person.
able to go through childhood and then early adulthood as yourself.
God, you had it normal.
Okay, you didn't have this false
This person is
identity.
22. I don't know when they
imposed on you.
transitioned. When did they like?
So you
get
have no
the,
idea what that's like. And you
surgeries?
never will know. I don't feel like myself. You know, that is as direct as we're going to hear. Certainly as direct as a TLC reality show will allow us to hear of a trans-identified person saying this is a mistake.
Wait, that's not what they said. Whoa, okay, fine. We'll go back. What are we at? 3 minutes and 38. Cool.
You wanted to start talking about. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
I'm like gonna cry.
My head.
I know. No, listen.
My head.
I know. But
You know I can't get out of my head.
I know.
Okay,
No, listen.
Every
It
teenager.
just doesn't stop.
I just don't want to get DMCA'd. God damn
I know
it.
what you're going through. We've been there before.
No, it still doesn't stop now,
I
and
know.
I'm already going
Well,
back
the
to
more you-
negative.
But the more you're talking about yourself, it gets harder. You're digging in, and it's making you put a magnifying glass on what's already difficult as it is.
Yeah, like every
So this is
teenager
hard
does
for
this.
You, I know, and we don't want to push
And
you
I know
anymore.
I'm the one doing it. Like,
I know you're your own worst enemy.
I feel kind of all over the place, and like my mind is very cluttered and not clear. And I really want to have that clarity. I really want to understand myself and be able to read my own soul and what I want. And it's just very challenging. And I think I'm kind of breaking down a little bit and spiraling into negativity. I just want to feel like myself.
So it's
like,
so
that's
wait.
I don't
Like,
care.
So a teenager not quite knowing who they are and still in like the malaise of trying to figure that out. This person's 22 now, but like even then, your early 20s, Like, yeah. When did they ever say transitioning was the negative part? This is Matt doing all the work of like, oh no, this is why you're depressed, because you transition. Even though it doesn't seem like, at least in any of that this person ever identified transitioning as being part of their depression. It seems like they're suffering from the same kind of identity, like the depression from like not really knowing who you are as a person that most young people like have. When I was 22, I didn't know the fuck I was or what I was supposed to be doing. Like, that's rather fucking normal. If anything, we can clearly see that like this teenager, this person went through the whole like trans process and comes out at 22 facing the same kind of like mental, oh man, I just don't know who I am in the world. I just don't know like what I'm supposed to be doing or who I am, right? That like everybody faces that. Even if you're trans, like with your trans, you might have some slightly different, hang-ups, but you're still doing the same fundamental. Who am I in the world? What am I supposed to do? Like, I wish I started doing this earlier, but I didn't have an opportunity. I didn't know who I was going to be. I still don't really know who I'm going to be, but you figure that out through life. Like, that's a lifelong process.
As a TLC reality show will allow us to hear of a trans-identified person saying, this is a mistake.
Yeah, that's not at all what they're saying.
All of this is about, all this identifying as a girl, getting the surgeries.
I wonder what it's like watching like watching this dude just like lie.
Him living as his quote-unquote true self, and even after all of that, he says, I don't feel like myself.
There are straight people who...
Because your self has been
don't know themselves. Is that not a thing like cis kids
also keep in mind when you look at that clip, we hear this discussion about regret after surgery, regret after transition. We hear stories of the detransitioners. And we know that this is much more common than what the powers that be will tell us. But also remember that the trans-identified people who are not who do not officially count in the regret category or the detransitioner category, many of them, and I would say a vast majority of them, are in this kind of category. But they're not going to come out and say, I regret it, it was a mistake.
So what? So you're just going to intimate that that's what they're saying? You're just going to do the job saying, no, I'm telling you, like, what is this fucking patriarchal bullshit? Like they're not your kid, Matt. You don't get to speak for them. See, this is also kind of the problem Matt has, is he wants to speak for these people the same way he wants to speak for a lot of people, but he can't. But like, I'm sorry, Matt. You don't know this person. You don't get to speak for them. You don't get to say that they're saying it's transition when it's not, when they never expressed any of that. Nothing that this person has expressed also even like comes close to any different than you hear from any regular ass teenager. Like,
but it's very clear. They're still unhappy.
It's just omnipotent Matt Walsh telling us why somebody else is depressed.
Still very unhappy.
Even though all of that comes from his biases and opinions.
They have an intense psychological motivation themselves to not fully admit to themselves that it was a mistake, because there's no turning back. And so if you admit that it was a mistake, then where do you go from there? But they also have...
Also, by the way, I'm actually looking at their Wikipedia page. It seems that in 2019, let's see, they were scheduled to... Wait, they were born in 2000 They were born in 2000. There's... Okay. All right. So, Matt Walsh was talking about how this person got, like, their surgeries, whatever, right? And they play a lot of these games of, like, oh, kids are getting these surgeries. This person, I don't know if you guys can see. Let me zoom in a little bit. This person was born in 2000. Their surgery, let's see if I find it. Reassignment surgery scheduled for 2018, meaning they were legally an adult. When we talk about the people who get surgeries as minors, we're talking about an incredibly small, and I'm granting that there's even that part of the trans population that gets their surgeries as minors. Most of them get it at the age of consent for surgery, which is lower than the age of consent in general. It's lower than 18, or they don't have those surgeries until 18. Until 18, they're stuck with social transitioning and, like puberty blockers at best. So keep that in mind.
Jazz Jennings has his mom who's there and won't allow him to consider the possibility that was maybe a mistake. Because if it was a mistake for him, it wasn't really his mistake, it was her mistake. It's not that Jazz Jennings didn't make a mistake because this happened to him when he was a kid, before he could consent to it. This is a mistake.
What are they not able to consent to? What? People calling them by the opposite gender terms, the opposite gender pronouns? Do we need consent for that? No. Get the fuck out of here. It's not harmful.
A mistake in the sense that it was the wrong thing to do, not like it was done accidentally. But this was a mistake made by the mother. The mother brainwashed this kid into doing this, and now she's going to keep that brainwashing going.
Oh, man.
So he may never fully come to terms with what happened to him, at least as long as his disgusting mother is still alive.
Imagine thinking that you're like sticking up for this for this young 20-year-old. Meanwhile, the entire time you're misgendering them. Imagine the audacity of such a thing. The thing that they tell, like at the end of all YouTube videos where they tell you to like click on one of these like things to watch more videos. Yeah, I've been meaning to film one of those. So that's what I was doing. I was just setting it up to film one.